Alright, y'all, welcome back to episode 3 of Namaste. Let's put our apron on because we want to look good and not make a mess when things are dripping off the oven hood. It's not actually what's happening, I was just trying to make a rhyme. And it worked. I have my crazy scientist hair. Ancient aliens! We're going to make some broccoli florets nice and crispy in the oven, so I just set the oven to 425. It's going to take a little bit to preheat, so let that happen. We're going to get a baking sheet. Bam! That baking sheet is going to get some parchment paper on it. Bam! And we're still doing this raw and unedited, so I forget to introduce myself. It's Aaron, Aaron, Lightbringer, whatever makes you smile. We're going to come into the kitchen and cook for just a little while. I was going to make myself some eggs, but I was like, you know what, I got some veggies that are just asking to be cooked. It's a late lunch day, 1:30 right now almost. Alright, let's get the goods. We're going to start with some broccoli. Bam! Some Parmesan. Bam! A little bit of mixed cheese. Yum, yum. I'm going to toss some red onion in there as well. Chop it up over the top of it. See how it softens and it comes out for me. I have a nice bag. This is actually from Cisco. Of broccoli florets, so I don't have to do any trimming for it. I just got to make sure that I eat it before it goes into compost. Alright, we're also going to get a bowl to toss it in oil. What do we have? What do we have? Not what I was thinking. There we go. Alright. We're going to go with about half of this bag, which looks like to be 2.5 cups of broccoli. I am going to make sure it all smells fresh. Okay, we're good. Make sure it smells like life, not rot. We're going to put a little sesame oil over the top of it. And follow that up with some extra virgin olive oil. I don't have quantities, but we're probably looking at about 2.5 tablespoons. Maybe just 2 tablespoons. You don't want to douse it, you want to coat it nice and gently. This is so easy. I'm giving it a little shake. You know, Bond likes his drink stirred, not shaken, but broccoli, gotta be shook. Shook before you cook. And then we're going to put some garlic salt over the top because I'm just about out of garlic powder. The recipe calls for garlic powder, but you know, you can get creative because it's your creation. Just because somebody tells you this is the way doesn't mean there's not another way. Isn't that the truth about life? And I think that about Jesus. He said, I am the truth, the life, and I forget the other one. But, you know, he came into life without sin. He lived through life without sin. And he left without sin. We come into life a different way. So, just saying, navigate it differently. Alright, I have added some salt. That is sea salt, some pepper, a little bit of thyme. I'm going to pop some rubbed sage into here. I like to spice things almost the same way every time. Normally I would put some Indian spices on everything, but we're not going to do that today. Let's go back to a little bit of garlic powder, and then everything bagel. We're going to put some everything bagel on. I'm going to use actually a fresh one from the bulk bins that we got from Winco. Because why not? We can do this. And then a little bit of crushed red pepper, because who doesn't like a little bit of flavor? It would be really good rosemary from the garden. So what I'm going to do is take you to the garden with me. Let's go for a little walk. Do 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 do. Blowing kisses to my wifey. Excuse me, kitty cat. Meow. Nobody goes outside. Straight to the garden. We're getting some rosemary bits off of the end. I pull it from down low instead of too much up top. Like I don't get the very end of it. I get something lower. That way it can continue splitting, spreading, etc. as it grows. Hope that made sense. Sometimes my words don't always line up with what is logic. Let's just check out the garden right now. We got some strawberries in the back. We have several volunteer plants that have come in. This is a sweet potato right here under the little mushroom. We have tomatoes. These are store-bought, the tomatoes. The mugwort on the left came from a Buddhist temple. The lemongrass over by the fence there, I pulled the blackberry out, replaced it with lemongrass. It's wilting a little bit right now because I just put it there this morning, but it just showed up in our garden box. It was coming out of a little spot over here to the right. We have squash. These acorn squashes are volunteers from our compost. How cool is that? And yes, my grass needs to be cut, but those squashes are coming in. I'm excited to see them. The mugwort is huge. It's like a bush. What? All right. So I got a little palm full of rosemary. We're going to take that, put it onto a cutting board, chop it up nice and fine, and sprinkle it over the broccoli. Nom nom namaste. And we're going to do a quick little hand wash because it's nice to do it frequently. Anytime we get debris, we go inside, we go outside, we touch a different kind of ingredient. Not that we're in an official kitchen right here, but it's a good practice, right? And what I mean by official kitchen is like a commercial kitchen where I'm serving others. I'm serving myself and my wife. So I'm not too worried about it, but we still want to be clean. Have a mindful cleanliness. Mind on cleanliness. My words are not working for that. I don't know. All right, we got a little baby knife because we got a little baby rosemary. We go chop, 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 chop. I'm cutting them up in like little 1/4-inch pieces, maybe a little bit smaller. This will give a nice aroma while it's cooking. And I hear rosemary is good for memory. Do you remember the time? Alright, we're going to toss it some more. The oven's at 365. We're not quite there, but we're at a year. I know I'm weird. It's okay. Alright. Moving that off to the side for a moment. We're going to grab this red onion out. Take a little sliver. That's it. I'm just taking that off. I'm going to cut off the little dry bits, get them ready for compost that I left outside. So we're going to set that off to the side. Something about being prepared. Made little pieces. This way it accents it. It doesn't take it over. It just accents it. It adds to. It doesn't take away from by being overpowering. You know how people can be like that sometimes. They're just too much and they take away from others by being too much. And maybe they're not too much. You know, they're just enough for themselves. I've been too much before. Maybe they become the life of the party. But if you're conscious of it, then you don't take away from others. So we sprinkle that in, and we're going to toss it as well so it gets that little bit of oil, putting in all the seasonings. The celery salt is calling my name, so I'm going to add just a little bit of that. Now I dust things with spices. I don't douse normally. This is what we're looking at right now. Alright, time for the cheese. Oven's at 420. The target was 425, so we're almost there. What a great time. We're at 10 minutes of just putting things together while the oven is getting ready. There it is, and I'm ready. I'm just going to add a little bit more queso to it, because who doesn't like some Parmesan, right? And toss, toss, toss. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Oh boy. I'm going to get creative here. There's some color. It's purple, right? I'm going to add some craisins to this. And some walnuts. A little bit of protein, a little bit of citrus. Oh yeah. We reuse our mason jars from Costco from our spaghetti sauce for all kinds of dry goods. Upcycle, save money, save the world. For those that care, there's some scripture about, saving your jars. A woman had saved her jars, and she was able to get all this oil that was being given. I don't know the whole thing behind it, but when you have a jar, you can contain something. The oil was seen as prosperity, as abundance. Just by us using this, we give ourselves prosperity instead of having to buy containers of the Craisins. We get it out of bulk bins and put it in there. We refill our spices. Like this is tarragon. I bought it organic at one point. We've filled it up since. Rub sage, same thing. I go through it, fill it back up with what we get from the stove. Good stuff. Save money. Save the world. Save yourself. Don't waste. Share. Alright. That is that. I'm going to pop it in to the pan. It should probably be spread out a little bit more, but this isn't going to be. I got a whole bunch of cheese stuck on the inside of the bowl, so I'm going to take the scraper and we're going to pull it out and sprinkle it back over the top of this. We have all the oil, all the spices, all the cheese. Who cut the cheese? Not me. And we're going to call that complete. Oh boy. Actually, we're not. We're going to add a little bit more cheese to the top. So check it out. All right. Oh boy. Oh yeah. All right. Who wants more cheese? Me? Okay. Yup. 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 That's it. All right, we are going in the oven. Bam. Bam. Don't look at that. Ha. Namaste, guys. Have a wonderful day. I'll take it out, take a picture later. Probably eat it before I remember to post about it. Who knows? Might feel cute.